blank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My family's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rocket Knicks Universe. It's your main man, Uncle Freezy. And welcome to the Knicks at Night podcast. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? Bam! Let's go. Let's go. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? What's good, party people in the place to be? How y'all doing out there? I know we on Donovan Mitchell watch. Any day now. Any day. Any day. Y'all remember that commercial from back in the day? Y'all remember the Dunkin' Donuts commercial? Any day now. Any day. Any day. What's good, y'all? Eli M is in the building. Almighty Finesse. What's good? JJ, that too. Yo, if the Mets get Juan Soto before the Knicks get Donovan Mitchell, bro, I swear, you know what? I'd still be happy. I'd still be happy. I'll still be happy. You know what I'm saying? Spreed American Dream is in the building. Juju 92 is in the building. Eli M. Keith Turner. What's good? Almighty Finesse up in here. Starting trouble. Yo, I love it, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, hey, Juju 92, I'm with you. Unless the prospect that they get is worth it. You got to consider that. Because the Nationals are not in win now mode anyway. They just want to get the best prospects. Any of this sound familiar? Okay. All right. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Y'all remember when we used to rock like that? Y'all remember when we used to rock like that? Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Man, I'm excited about the offseason. Right? I'm excited about the potential, the potential of the offseason, right? I'm excited. Who is that blowing me up? Is that Cully? Is that the Cully goat? That is the Cully goat. Cully, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you, Cully. Juju 92 says Grimes stock just went all the way up. So let him go now. Speaking of airplanes, man, I ain't talked to Ryan Cleveland in a few days. I need to check on that brother. See how you doing. Chuck Allen is in the building. Chuck Allen, the host of Vibes and Stuff Live in the morning, weekdays, 8 a.m.-ish to 10-ish. Chuck? 10-ish? 10-ish sound about right. 10-ish sound about right. Because we've been trying to do it for an hour, right? We've been trying to do it for an hour, and we try to pack so much stuff in an hour, and then plus, you know, my ADD act up. Like Chuck will say, ham sandwich. He'll be like, yeah, man, the cafeteria. Like this is just a random thought. Chuck will say, yeah, the cafeteria used to give us ham sandwiches for at lunchtime. And I'll be like, speaking of Quentin Grimes, and we'll be like 45 minutes down like a dirt road on Quentin Grimes. Sav, what's good? The ball don't lie. It's in the building. What's good? Finesse, you stop. I'm trying to be serious, man. Y'all like now every time I see a ham sandwich, I think about number 6. Every time I order a number 7 from Subway, I think 3 and D. Hey, y'all thanking me for like the content. Yo, legit, thanks to y'all for allowing me to kick it with good people for like 3 hours or so, you know, per show. You know, it is per show, 3 hours or so. Maybe 6 or 7 hours per day. With good people, just having a good time. That's on some real, man. Thank y'all. Most days is about 6 hours. A couple of days it's like 10 hours. But for the most part, the thank yous all come from the same place. So y'all thanking me, but I'm thanking y'all for coming out and hanging out with me as I try to navigate through this Knicks offseason. Try to figure it out. Right? And we're going to continue to rock as long as we can. You know what I'm saying? As long as we possibly can, right? Right? So my thing is this, right? Let me tell y'all a story. So I sold a car today. Right? Y'all know how I tell y'all, like making money is easy if you're earnest in what it is that you look to do every day. Like making money is easy if you want to put work in, right? So I sold a car today, standing outside in the rain with a dude, and we had a language barrier, right? My man spoke a different language than me. right? I can speak. I speak several languages, right? I speak some really good gibberish. I'm fluent in hood. I I'm kind of shaky on corporate English. I'm very good at bad English, right? So I speak a so I speak a number of different languages. Now I'm joking on that part, but listen, I sold a car that I liked today. And as I saw the guy pulling off with the whip, I'm like, God dog it. God dog it. And I know you're gonna be, and I know some of y'all are like, yo, why Uncle Freezy always go down these rabbit trails? Just stay with me. Just stay with me, man. Because it's gonna relate, it's gonna go back to what we finally give away in a Donovan Mitchell trade. Right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I sold the car today. I got more than I deserved, but not as much as I wanted. Y'all feel me? Y'all know how it is. You get a lemon, you're like, yo, I can't believe they're selling this car for $900. Ain't nothing wrong with the body on it. It just need a head gasket and probably a tune-up, and the brake line need to be, you know what I'm saying, pumped out, man, and you need some brake fluid in there, and some transmission oil, man. Change the, you know what I'm saying, drive it, because the car been sitting, you know what I'm saying. You get some of that gas treatment in there, you get all that junk out of there, you know what I'm saying. It's been sitting for so long. You get it for $900. You crank it up. It's like, it's like when remember how your granddad used to wake up from a nap and be coughing? He ain't gonna die. He can breathe. That's just his thing. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, granddad, you all that coughing, you sound terrible. And your car be like that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get the lemon, but then the more you work on it, you start to kind of like it. And then the missus be like, oh no, you got that look in your eye. Like you trying to keep this thing. That car ain't nothing. That car is a ham sandwich. And I'm like, I know, but I kind of like that ham sandwich though. Right? I kind of like that ham sandwich. You know, I was looking at the car, the dude just knocked on the door. He's like, hey, and we saw you working on it. You know, what you want to sell it for? What you want to let it go for? And you be like, and you like, and y'all just listen to me, man, because I promise you this is Knicks related. So you're like, man, I wasn't really wanting to let it go. And then he like, man, so you negotiating. And I'm like, nah, I ain't negotiating. Because I could just close the door right now and go back in here and take a nap. And my man was like, okay. So what you trying to let it go for? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Just give me a price. Just give me a price, man. Tell me what you think is fair. Right? So the dude started looking at his phone, all his things, and going through the process. Hey, you know, it's a such and such year. And for the most part, the car, blah, 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 go for, you know, in fair condition and blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Wolf, listen, I'm getting there. Right? Coach, I'm getting there. Just follow me. This happened today. This happened about 6 hours ago. 7 hours, 7 hours ago. And the car is a ham sandwich, right? Little PT Cruiser, ain't nothing wrong with it. The inside is clean. Outside clean. Got a little part with a fender kind of hanging off a little bit. There's a bracket you can go buy. You get that bracket, put that piece back on there. It's just like new. All it needs is a wiring harness. Anybody that know PT Cruisers know the whole wiring harness thing. And so he like, what you letting it go for? And I'm like, man, I don't know. I ain't trying to kill nobody. You know what I'm saying? I was just in here. I was in there. I was watching the Knicks fan TV thing from Vegas, just laying across the bed, watching CP the franchise do his thing from Vegas. Shout out to that cat. He's doing a thing. I was trying to figure out what he was doing. Trying to figure out what CP was doing. And the guy made me an offer that was way more than I deserved, but not quite what I was looking for because I messed around and got attached to the ham sandwich. This is a true story. This happened today. I got just true story. True story. Just happened to me today. I kind of got attached to that ham sandwich. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty color, black interior, silver on the outside. Look with either if you get it buffed or get another paint job on it, he can make that money back in no time or more. Right? Right? The dude gave me more money than I deserved, but not as much as I wanted. I come back in the house, count the money again. You know me, I count money You know me, I count money 12, 14 times. You dealing with cash, he be talking like, yeah, man, I saw, hold on. Let me count it one more time. Making sure, bro. Making sure now, because I know when you gone, because we ain't exchanged numbers or nothing. This is a point of contact sale. We ain't exchanged no telephone numbers, no nothing. It's as is. Right? And y'all know me, I don't sell lemons. Bro. I don't sell lemons, right? And some of y'all comedians over the years have been like, yeah, Uncle Freezy, you look like a used car salesman. No, I don't. I look like your uncle, boy. Stop that. Cut that out. Talking about I look like a used car salesman. I look like your uncle. Talking about I look like your uncle working the grill at the family reunion. I look like your uncle. Stop that. But yeah. So what I'm getting at is this thing personally happened to me today, and there is a direct correlation to what happened to me personally and what the Knicks are going through in the Donovan Mitchell trade. Because I honestly believe the Utah Jazz are going to give us more than we deserve, but not as much as we want. The Utah Jazz are going to give us more than we deserve, but not as much as we want. Right? Just hitting my main man Cully. My belief is this whole thing opened my eyes to. This whole thing opened my eyes to. In a negotiation, you don't always get what you want, but getting what you deserve should be enough. Yo, yeah, man. Hey, everybody, make sure y'all check out that make sure y'all check out the Harry Carlson interview I did. I reposted it because it doesn't get views. And I don't know if it's because of maybe my interview style wasn't good, or if Giants fans don't appreciate Harry Carlson like that. But it's perplexing to me that two people you like are sitting down in the same place at the same time, and it's not getting views. And I'm not saying that you guys are not viewing it. What I'm saying is maybe I'm doing something wrong. Because I think if you're a Giants fan, if you're a New York sports fan, Harry Carlson should be appreciated. If you're a fan of the good guys, Harry Carlson should be appreciated, man. So I posted the video out there. I want people to see it because people tell me I did a good job with the interview. I just felt like I was just fortunate to be in the same place at the same time with the NFL Hall of Famer Harry Carlson, who's a Hall of Fame football player, but is a Hall of Fame caliber person. Keith Turner says, report just came out. Westbrook, AD, LeBron just had a meeting, and Westbrook is staying in LA. Yeah, I saw that. I wanted to speak to that too, but I wanted to get this thing off my heart about exchanging assets. When your heart is attached to an asset, sometimes the asking price is a lot more than what you deserve. Coach, you get what I'm saying, Coach? Coach, you get what I'm saying, right? You know how it is when you know how it is when you get attached to something. When you get attached to something, your heart drives up the asking price for it. Like with me and my little PT Cruiser, I love that car. A dude offered me more than I deserved, and it would have been reckless for me not to take. Bro, I got damn near triple the money that I put into it. Right? I got triple the money that I put into it, and the car was just sitting there. So what I'm saying is in this negotiation for Donovan Mitchell, should we consider what we love right now in exchange for what we will come to love in the future? Hey, Finesse says Donovan Mitchell is a ham sandwich. It's a ham sandwich. So I'm asking you guys, are you willing to part with what you love at more than you deserve over parting with what you love currently for what you want? Are they the same thing? Are they the same thing? I parted with something that I loved today. A car. It's just sitting there. I wasn't even driving it. I wasn't even driving it. It's a silver PT Cruiser, right? Little silver PT Cruiser. It ain't nothing. It's just sitting there in the yard. They put the hood up. I live in a neighborhood. I could do that. Like I could just leave the hood up. I ain't got to worry about nobody snatching my motor while I'm in the bathroom with that. Right. I already drive a silver SUV. My daily driver is a silver SUV. So the silver PT Cruiser was just sitting there. I even gave him a pet name. Yo. Hey, Chris, listen. Chris B, listen. I even gave the PT Cruiser a name. His name was Pete. Yeah, you scanless in the old car game. When you have so many old cars, you got to name them. I got a Marcy. I got a Marcy, a Becky, a Pete. I think we had a Gwen. We had a Sherelle. Yeah. Yo, you had some. Yo, you know you got too many cars in your yard where you can't even call them by what car it is. You got to give them a pet name. Yeah, baby, I'm driving Pete to the store. Yeah, I'm going to take Marcy uptown. I'm going to take Becky to go get a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm getting at is this. At what point are we willing to accept what another team is offering us? For what we have, for what we love. Right? For what we love. I parted with Pete today. Pete, the PT Cruiser. I got tired of saying PT Cruiser, so I said Pete. I had Pete for 3 years. And just slowly put stuff on him. Didn't fix him up because I wanted to keep him. Because I knew eventually this day would come. And I wasn't ready for this day to come. It is what it is. I was emotionally attached to an asset. And I tried to drive up the price on an asset that was not worth as much as I was asking. But I did get over what I deserved to get. And I made the price expensive because I was emotionally attached to that asset. And as a Knicks fan, it kind of rocked me a little bit because I think that's what we're doing with our young core in these draft picks. Go get Donovan Mitchell, boss. And pay fair market value. Not what you think is fair market value, but what the market says is fair market value. Pay it. Justin DW, if we can get DN for a fair deal, cool. But let's not overpay. Let someone else do that. He's great, but he's not Luka or Giannis. He's a great number 2. Justin W. I think you're wrong. Right? So I'm gonna read it outright. I'm gonna read it outright on what Justin said. So Justin DW says, If we can get Donovan Mitchell for a fair deal, I'm with you right there. Cool. I'm also with you right there. But let's not overpay. I'm with you right there. Let someone else do that. I'm with you right there. Right? He's great. I'm with you right there. But he's not Luka or Giannis. He's a great number 2. This is where I disagree. Right? This is where I disagree with you. Okay? Because I think what you're saying is smart and level-headed. I think what you're saying is smart and level-headed, right? It's smart and level-headed. But where I disagree with you is he's not Luka or Giannis. In my mind, the NBA does not have as many number ones as y'all think. The NBA does not have as many number ones as basketball fans think the NBA has. Let's start with Kevin Durant. Is Kevin Durant a number 1? Chat, I'm going to put a poll. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. And listen, Justin DW, thank you for the dope comment. We about to break this thing down we about to break this thing down break it down to the very last compound. That's what we're about to do right now. Thank you for the dope insight, man. Thank you for that. So I'm about to break this thing down, right? I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. Is Kevin Durant a legit number 1 option? Is Kevin Durant a legit number 1 option? And y'all know the options for this. Yes and no. All right. I'm going to try to let this get up to about 100 votes. Y'all go ahead and when we get to about 100 votes, I'm going to go ahead and call it. Right? And while we wait on everybody to start smashing the like button and voting in the poll, I want you guys to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button so that we can continue to do dope content like this. Supporting the channel helps a dude like me pay bills, pay for subscriptions, so we don't have to do stuff like that out of pocket. You know, is for me, like I'm not an entity or organization. You know, I'm a dude. So for me, the less I have to spend out of pocket to pay for stuff to provide the content for us, the more likely I can continue to do stuff like this. Because I ain't gonna lie, because if it comes down to me choosing a ham sandwich or doing a live stream, y'all know I'm gonna pick a ham sandwich. Now I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding. All right. Kaiser Sauces in the building. Somebody said, where is it? Somebody said, sorry, not a legit question. Okay. Iconoclast 6 says, sorry, bro, not a legit question. That's where you wrong. You wrong. I mean, I'm about to teach you something. Make sure you smash the like button too. I'm about to show you something. Yo, J Deals Direct is back, baby. What's good? Steezy McNeezy is in the building. Dripmore is in the building. So here's my thing about Kevin Durant being a number one. No. See how quick I got to my answer? Kevin Durant is not a number one in the standard that you guys hold number ones to. Right? Here's my question. And I'm gonna and to prove how right I am on this, not my ego. I'm not doing the ego check. This ain't me about talking about ego like I'm always right, because nobody is always right. I'm human. Nobody is always right. But on this one, you have to think about what has been asked. Is Kevin Durant a legit number one? Right? And then think about who Kevin Durant is, and think about the standard we hold number one options to. Right? My first question to you guys is, when have you ever seen Kevin Durant play basketball in the NBA without a Hall of Fame level point guard? Ever. And I'm talking about seasons. I'm not talking about, Steph was hurt for such and such amount of games, or Russell Westbrook was out for such and such amount of games in such and such season, or Kyrie missed such and such amount of games. James Harden, it was such and such amount of games. No. When was Kevin Durant on a team by himself? Danny Thomas, thank you for the generous contribution. Danny Thomas says, thoughts on us trading for Westbrook and sending Randall back to LA? I wouldn't mind trading Randall for Harrison Barnes in a first. Excellent question. I love Julius Randle, right? But if we can trade Julius Randle for Russell Westbrook's expiring contract, and hear me out. I love Julius Randle. Y'all know that. I made a Julius Randle tribute video. I tagged him in it. Right? I love Randle. Right? But if we could trade Randle for Russell Westbrook's expiring contract, after we trade for Donovan Mitchell, bro, Leon Rose deserves a lifetime contract with no paperwork. Lifetime contract, no paperwork. And here's why. Because not only do you bring in Brunson and Spider, you clear $40-something million in cap space. That nebulous Russell Westbrook contract is an expiring deal, right? So say you have to give the Lakers Fournier, Randall, and something. And the Lakers give us Westbrook and a draft pick down the road, right? So not only did you get a first with Russell Westbrook, at the trade deadline, you can trade Russell Westbrook as an expiring contract to bring in young talent and additional draft picks. Danny Thomas, thank you for seeing past. Thank you for seeing the future. Basically, if you trade Randall Fournier, make the money match, get Westbrook, and so you get Westbrook and a first at the trade deadline. You trade Westbrook's contract to a team that wants the cap space next summer. You could get back a valuable young asset and additional draft picks. So in theory, you flipped Julius Randle and Evan Fournier for a young player and 2 to 3 first-round picks. In theory. Right. Hey, finesse. I had to get to that though. It's like cooking dinner. It's like cooking dinner. You don't just go in the kitchen and just grab all the stuff and start eating. You open a recipe book. You find out what you want. You find out what you want to cook. You turn to the page. You find the recipe. You gather your ingredients. You do your prep work. Then you cook, and then you eat. Right. So you do all these things, and that's what the Julius Randle thing is. The step-by-step process. And the one thing we learned about this front office is they're excellent at the step-by-step process. So I want to get back to the Kevin Durant being a real number one. Okay. So if Fournier is gone in the Donovan trade, then it would be Derrick Rose. Either way, it's one of them. One you get, hey, Keith Turner, you get, hey, Mr. Turner, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, you gotta match the money. We know that. We gotta match the money either way. You know what I'm getting at. And I know you're pointing out to others that it's probably semantics. Like regardless what happens, and this is me pretending to be Mr. Turner, right? Regardless what happens in the two trades, all these contracts are gonna be gone anyway. Right? Basically. So, but on the Kevin Durant thing, is Kevin Durant a legit number one option? You show me where Kevin Durant went to a bad team and made that team great by himself. Name it. Even right now, Kevin Durant is not saying, yo, you know what would be dope? Coming home. Me walking in wearing number 35, playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder. You think OKC don't have the assets to trade for Kevin Durant? Of course they do. You think Kevin Durant want to go there? Of course he don't. Because he's not a number one option. He's not going to lift your franchise by himself. Do I love the Slim Reaper? Yes, I love Kevin Durant. I love Kevin Durant, bro. I love what he stands for. I love the story with his mom. I love the fact that him and his brother were hoopers. I love the whole Baltimore DMV thing. I got people in that area. Right? But has Kevin Durant gone anywhere by himself and won anything, even Texas? Let's even go back to the University of Texas. Did Kevin Durant lift the University of Texas to anything? Y'all bugging out, bro. Name it. Name it. If I am saying, if what I'm saying is wrong about Kevin Durant, furnish the proof. Because people are like, yo, he led Oklahoma City to the finals against LeBron and them and lost. Yeah, that team also had Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins. Man, look, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't be like he led Oklahoma City to the finals. But and then I'm like, well, who did he have? Did he have Cam Reddish, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly? Nah, he had a third year James Harden, a third year Russell West, second year Russell Westbrook. He had Kendrick Perkins. He had Serge Ibaka. He had Reggie Jackson. He had Thabo Sefolosha. Man, look, miss me with that. And people are going, well, he won 2 rings with Golden State. Well, you know what? Golden State won a championship before he even showed up. They had already been to the finals twice without him. And was he an excellent complimentary piece? He was the best player, but he didn't lead them to the promised land. They beat him every year to get to the promised land. Kevin Durant would be a Knick today if he didn't team up with Kyrie Irving. The Knicks didn't want Kyrie Irving. Name it. Name the team. Somebody please point out the team that Kevin Durant went to by himself as the number 1 guy and led them to anything. Even at Texas, he had PJ Tucker and DJ Augustine. Even at Texas, his point guard was DJ Augustine. His big was a dude named PJ Tucker. All I'm asking you is, when did Kevin Durant go to a team that was trash? He went there as the number 1 option, and he made them great. That's what y'all asking number 1 options to do, right? Y'all are asking number 1 options to not only play his very best, but also make his teammates better. And when did Kevin Durant ever take on that challenge? Now I'll pass on Boogie. I'll pass on Boogie. Right? I'll pass on Boogie. And it's not that I don't like Boogie. I like Boogie, man. But the only thing is if you bring in Boogie, what are you going to do with Jericho? And I know so for some of y'all, Jericho is a ham sandwich. And I get it. But I just like to see, it's like the Carmelo thing to me. I just like to see the young guys get minutes. Oh, shit. I got my people. My bad, y'all. My bad, y'all. I got y'all out here waiting. My bad. Hey, Annuity 20. Hey, look. Annuity 25, I get it. But he didn't go to Brooklyn by himself. When's the last time you seen Kevin Durant play 2 or 3 years without a Hall of Fame point guard? Name it. Name what stitch in time that Kevin Durant played NBA basketball without a Hall of Fame point guard on the roster? Don P, what's good?
What's good, Uncle Freezy?
Man, we getting wild in here, bro.
Honestly, I caught the tail end of the conversation, man.
Lakers all day. What? Good. How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Good, man. Good, man.
So,
I love your avatar, bro. I
so,
Thank
what,
love that Abby. That Abby is dope.
so what's your overall point on KD? I'm not understanding where you're going with it. Like I said, I caught the tail end of what you were saying.
You know what? There's a Laker fan in the house. I'll do it like this.
Okay.
Right. So, as a Laker fan, can you ask a Laker fan, have they ever seen one of their players take on the challenge of being the number one option on a team and elevating his teammates and making them better? You know what Lakers fans are going to say? Yes, I've seen it multiple times.
Yep, that's true.
Kobe is probably Kobe. Magic. The team was in disarray when Magic got there.
Yep, Magic.
But Kevin Durant, have you ever seen Kevin Durant play 1, 2, 3 seasons without a Hall of Fame caliber point guard? Never.
And you know who and you know who else did it? Giannis too.
Right. Right, that's what I'm saying. So people are trying to tell me that Kevin Durant is a legit number one, and I'm like, nah, he might be the greatest number 2 to ever play.
Mm-hmm.
But he ain't. Kevin Durant ain't never seen Kevin Durant go somewhere. You ain't never seen Kevin Durant go to who got the worst roster in the NBA right now, y'all? Who y'all think? The worst roster in the NBA right now.
That's hard.
The Spurs.
The
Spurs.
Yeah, the Spurs, because they don't have a point guard right now.
Yeah, they don't have a point guard. So okay. So you would never see Kevin Durant go to the Spurs team right now and drag them to the playoffs as the number one.
Kevin Durant is a follower. He's not a leader. He's a follower.
Right. It's what I'm saying, bro.
So
it's what I'm saying.
So let me ask this. I'm gonna play down the middle. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna preface this by saying I'm not a Kevin Durant fan. I'm not a fan of his at all.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't deny that as far as an offensive threat, there's nobody who's more lethal than him besides Stephen Curry.
Yeah. So that's not what we're talking about though.
But you're talking about like a number one option,
right?
Right. Didn't we define what a number one option was yesterday?
Right. So we said that takes on the challenge of being at his very best all the time and making all of his teammates around him better. Has Kevin Durant ever did that by himself?
No, absolutely not.
Right. So how can you judge him as being a number one when he never did it?
He's never shown to do it because of his actions of, well, we all know what he did. He went to a team that beat him. I beat him up over there all the time. But as far as what he can do, he's a lethal threat. And I think
you can't say he
he's
can
a lethal,
do it when you ain't never seen him do it.
He's a lethal offensive threat.
Yeah,
he's a lethal weapon, no pun intended.
Yeah, he's a lethal weapon.
Yeah, he's a lethal weapon. I mean, like, Kevin Durant creates so much gravity, and this is coming from a dude. I remember when you said, Freezy, if you don't like somebody,
hey, Selly, what's good?
What's up, man?
What's good?
You can be you can be a lethal weapon and not be a leader. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. 100%. He's not a leader at all.
Right, but in order to be that, you have to be a leader, bro.
To be a number one option?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so if I'm thinking about, we got two different, I guess I got a different definition what a number one option is.
Okay. What's your definition?
My definition of a number one option is giving somebody the ball who I know is going to get me a bucket, who has the best case scenario of getting me the bucket, or the best, who has the potential to give me the bucket more than anybody else on the floor.
I don't view a one that way. I mean, like I hear you, but what I'm saying is To me, that's a lethal weapon. That's like a guy. That's a guy on your roster who you can just go to get a bucket that a lot of teams don't have. I understand that, and yes, KD is that. But when I think of a one in my definition, I'm thinking of you are leading the team, you are playmaking, you are making guys around you better, you are lifting and inspiring. That's what I'm trying to get Julius Randle to do. And this is I'm a Julius Randle guy. I love Julius Randle. I picked up a few basketball cards of him that kids wanted to throw in the trash can. I said, do not throw them out. Give them to me. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to help him become a number one. But it's more than just being a lethal weapon.
Let me throw a name out there. Is Dirk Nowitzki a number one?
Oh, that's hard.
Because if Dirk's not a number one, then KD's not.
No, Dirk. I never.
Dirk's not a
Dirk
number one. Okay,
in his prime?
Yeah, in Dirk's prime.
In his prime.
Because KD and Dirk are a lot alike in their game.
They're a lot alike. On that team, who was the number one option?
It was Dirk.
It was
100%.
So
why was it?
Wait. Was Dirk a great scorer, or was he a great all-around player?
Freezy, what you got to do is you got to go look up Dirk's mid-range jump shot chart. It's mind-blowing, man. Dirk Nowitzki is probably the best mid-range shooter in the history of the NBA, besides Jordan and Kobe.
I would put. Out of respect to what you're saying, I would throw some other names in there too, like Paul Pierce, and some other guys.
Well, Paul Pierce had Kevin Garnett. Paul Pierce had other Hall of Famers.
No. I'm not talking about as a number one. I'm talking about. You just said mid-range.
Oh,
I'm just talking about his offensive threat.
I think Dirk was a one. I think Dirk was a one at times in his.
Let me clarify something real quick.
Dirk never had.
I understand what Selly said about the number one thing, but when you said go look at his shot chart, he might be the greatest mid-range scorer of all time. And then we mentioned like some people that would be in an argument. I only mentioned Paul Pierce because of the mid-range part. That's it. Not because Paul Pierce is number one. I don't believe in that.
Dirk to me is a one. So that means Dame Lillard's not a one. Dame Lillard.
No, I wouldn't say Dame.
No, I don't think Dame Lillard's a one.
Okay.
So Freezy, that definition of number one option that Spree gave, you agree with that?
I'm leaning more towards what Spree said. So let me establish the parameters of a number one, right?
Okay.
Just the pendulum swings. Just the pendulum swings, right? Like the very best number one option versus people that played the number one option role and are not number ones.
Okay.
So at the very on one extreme, you got Julius Randle in that number one option role, but he's not a number one clearly. Okay. He may not be a number two option, right? But he was in that number one role, right? The extreme case is Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, right? Michael Jordan is a number one option because not only because he scored the ball, but he made his teammates better. And he impacted the game all around, right? Michael Jordan was in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year every year. So was Kobe Bryant. Like that good of a defense. They could impact the game in multiple ways.
And you can say Kawhi Leonard too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I give Kawhi, but Kawhi Leonard can't dribble like that. He got like two moves.
We're not talking about dribbling.
But y'all
talking about a number one though. He's got to have it all. Number one's got to. You're saying number one's got to have defense, dribbling,
right? Make your teammates better. Win clutch games.
Didn't Kawhi number one option?
Huh?
You also have to freeze. You also have to, when we do this, I think lifting and inspiring the people, the troops around you, so that when you're off, you know that the other guy will make you better. Like I think that's a big part of it.
Right. Let me ask you a question: Is LeBron? I mean, okay, not to say like LeBron is not, but is he one of those like leaders, or do you like see him as a leader?
Who?
Yes.
He was, LeBron.
And I'm not a LeBron fan, but yes, he is.
Absolutely.
I'm not either, but I'm just.
Yeah, I'm not a LeBron guy.
He's a number one.
And I understand number ones come in all shapes, sizes, styles, and all of that, right?
Tracy McGrady was a number one, and he didn't get a ring. And Tracy McGrady was definitely a one. I mean, he did it all.
And so here's my thing for Tracy McGrady, right? Did Tracy McGrady had clutch moments where it was him against the world?
Yes, 13 seconds left. He scored 13 points. Absolutely.
Right. Jay Busby, what's good, bro?
It's an amazing highlight clip right there with the Tracy McGrady last couple seconds.
Right. And so here's the thing. Did Tracy McGrady intentionally go to bad situations and lift them out of the doldrums and make them relevant? Yes. Yep. Tracy McGrady went to an Orlando team they were trying to put together a McGrady, Grant Hill, Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan agreed to be in Orlando Magic and then got cold feet when he was getting off the airplane. And Doc Rivers said something to his people about his people not riding the jet. And Tim Duncan was like, I'm out of here. Grant Hill signed and got hurt. So Tracy McGrady, knowing that there was going to be a big three, was all of a sudden by himself. And did Tracy McGrady make the Orlando Magic relevant by himself?
He did.
Yes.
He did.
Yep.
Yes, but I'm asking you guys, has Kevin Durant done that?
No, he has not.
So how is he a number one option?
He's the number one option because he's the best available person to score. If I'm a point guard and I need a bucket, who am I going to give it to?
Oh, you talking? Okay, so you talking about buckets instead of?
You're just talking about buckets, though.
I'm talking. Hold on. Somebody said it best. Who said it? J. Dale says number one option is designated for offensive prowess. Are we changing the definition of what a number one option is? Because we're talking about
at the beginning of the conversation, I said let's define who Kevin Durant is, and then let's define what a number one option is.
Wait, when you say number one option, are you saying number one scoring option or a true number one?
That's all I'm thinking about.
True number one alpha. I don't care nothing about
the question is this. I have a question. Does Kevin Durant take the Dallas Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals if Luka's not on the team, right? So to switch out Luka and KD, does the Mavericks go to the finals?
No. Do they still have Brunson?
Yeah, they still have the same exact team. They just have KD. They don't go to the finals.
I don't think so.
Probably helps. Helps them.
They don't go to the finals.
I don't think so.
Because the Nets had a better team than the Mavericks.
I think the Suns somehow get their minds right because they don't fear KD like they did Luka. Luka makes guys better.
Everyone better. He got Dorian Finney-Smith $50 million.
Luka is a true number one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you put him in that
right. Luka is a true number one. You know why? Because Luka can legit take two shots and maybe his biorhythms are off. Maybe he's just not feeling it, his shot or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
What he'll do the rest of the game is set up other people so they can get easy shots.
Luka made Frank Ntilikina look like Rick Barry from the 3-point line a couple playoffs.
You know who else is number one too? Chris Paul.
Right.
Chris Paul's.
Okay.
I wouldn't give him the last shot, but
conversation.
You got to give Chris Paul his props.
Yeah, I think there's kind of a this kind of a confusion based on a number one option and a team leader. There's a difference between a leader and that number one option. And a true number one.
Wait, are you saying number one scoring option? Are you saying number one scoring option?
Now there's two. You have the number one scoring option, which is and you're saying a true number one option. The true number one option is the scoring and the leadership, and the same person.
Both.
But Durant is not a true number one option in that framing of it.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at our team in particular. You got someone like a RJ Barrett who is a leader, but that doesn't mean that he's the best player on the team. Okay. You don't have to be the best player on the team to be the leader and to take a team where they need to go. If you have the right pieces, just look at Detroit, the 02-03 Detroit. What's that? 03-04, whereas you didn't have a number one on that team, but you had leaderships.
I got it.
And you had other players that were good leaders on that team.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree.
Rasheed Wallace was definitely a at that point in his career was pretty.
He was
legit.
a monster. He was
emotionally
a leader.
He was an emotional leadership role, like he was emotionally Yeah.
Hey,
In
yeah,
those big games, you need the emotion.
Just real quick. Let me do the super chat real quick,
You're
guys.
right.
So Justin DW, thank you for the generous contribution. Justin DW says, Unc makes a great point. KD is lethal, but never led as a leader. I heard this analogy on ESPN. KD drove the bus, but the bus was in Steph Curry's name. To be number one, you have to be able to affect all and lift others.
I agree.
Hey, listen, JD,
Well
we
said.
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, J-Dub, we appreciate that, man. And so the thing I want to say to Jay
You got
Busby
some
real
smart
quick.
listeners, man.
Yeah, so for one, let me just say this real quick. Lakers all day. Jay Busby, Selly, thank y'all for joining and being on the virtual chat, man. Appreciate. I think it's the first time that you guys are here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
So first of all, welcome.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Virtual chat. Show some love to these guys since it's their first time coming in, kicking it, right? I'm gonna say, Don P, don't knock nobody's head off, okay?
I will never.
Yeah, you want to be respectful, okay? All right. Say, hey, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry.
Now, my second thing about our team and the person that everybody hates is Julius Randle. Julius Randle is a damn good player. He's a damn good player. No matter what anybody says about it, he's a damn good player. He's going to give you 20, 10, and 5. But he is not a leader. He's never been a leader. He never will be a leader. We inaugurated him as the leader when everybody started cheering from the rafters. Oh, MVP. Guess what? He wasn't that. He was never that. He was never going to be that. But everybody assumed that's who Julius Randle was when he's never been that. If you look at him for what he is, he's a great player. He's not. Yeah. He's a very good player. He can get you what you need, but he has to be led.
Jay Busby, can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
Can you develop leadership? Can you grow into that, or do you just have it?
No, it's something that you have. If you look at any great player that's in the league that's led, it's something that they had in them from day one.
So you don't believe Julius Randle can change it?
No.
I mean, because he was on my Lakers when he was younger, so I could probably talk about it a little more. That's when he came to the Lakers, he wasn't really, that great, because he was a rookie. So, but now I see him as a Knicks fan, he got more mature. You know what I'm saying? He built up his game, and I feel like he just need to be around a mature type of team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To have that, that leadership. For me, like a LeBron or maybe like a go to like the Spurs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And do
he
that.
needs to be like Al Horford, man. He needs to find his Al Horford team. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a Tatum, Brown, and then Randall. Yep. He's Al Horford basically. I mean, he's a little bit better, but that's basically who he is.
So when Julius Randle lost the weight this offseason, and he's been in the gym, and which is what he should have been doing. So that's just like your job. I get it. What I'm saying is, he coming off of, he had a horrible year. He had the year, the bubble or the COVID year where he went off and was incredible, all NBA. What do you believe he can be a leader for 1 year, this upcoming year? One season where the whole microscope is on you. He's watching us right now. Little Kaiden is being tucked in bed watching this show right now, asking Daddy, "Can you be a leader this season?" You don't think he can do it?
It's Jalen Brunson, man.
No.
Jalen Brunson is going to be y'all's leader.
I think
got a leader.
I think a lot of what Randall does is for Randall. It's because he hears what everybody's saying and he just want to redeem himself. Other versus doing it for everyone. It's a lot of it for himself.
I think RJ's been groomed for this role for literally years.
Telling you, it's JB.
I think it's RJ's team.
All those guys.
You know who's
look
a true
at those
one?
Villanova championships. When Jalen Brunson won those Villanova championships, those college kids respect those two runs. And I'm telling you,
right?
Yeah.
JB is the leader of the New York Knicks, and he's a really good leader.
You know who's a true one? MJ Burks, who we traded. He was a true one.
Yeah, okay. Every
Jalen
4 games
Brunson
in
is
the
He
the
fourth
leader
was.
of
quarter.
the New
I'm
York
not saying he
Knicks.
was a consistent true one, but MJ Burks would have 9 minutes every game where he was
But-
a true one.
But isn't
Yeah, but
consistency
Off the
part of
ball.
being a number one though?
Off the ball, he was a true one.
Say it again, Dre.
Consistency is part of being a number one.
That's fair. But I'm
Right.
just saying, for
And-
9
and-
minutes
but-
in an NBA season, for 9 minutes
But-
in an
but-
NBA game, he is a true one off the ball. That's all I'm saying.
But you know what? This is why I say Kevin Durant is not a real number one, not a real leader. When him and Draymond Green had that tete-a-tete on the sideline, right? What a leader would have done is like, Dre, now ain't the time for that. I hear you, but now ain't the time for that. Let's go out here and beat them boys over there first, and me and you will settle this after the game is over. Maybe even after the season is over. If it's a real beef, maybe even after the season, right? But after the season, guess what Kevin Durant did? He left. He left town. Right?
And a real leader know how to follow. Learn how to step back and follow.
What a real leader would have done is said, "Hey man, I'm absolutely right, and here's why." Or, hey man, in that moment I was absolutely wrong. Here's why, and this is what I did to correct it. Kevin Durant did none of that. Kevin Durant left town before sundown, right? And we are here saying that did you want this dude to lead a franchise, to be a number one? I can't.
Yeah.
It's like when I hear Jeff Van Gundy talk. Jeff Van Gundy says a lot of basketball rhetoric stuff, and people are like, yeah, Jeff Van Gundy said, but Jeff Van Gundy quit on the Knicks at the beginning of a season, right? And then he went to Houston and did the same thing, right? And this is the guy that we should value. A guy when things get hard, he quits. But I'm supposed to take his word, his advice on stuff? No, thank you. Because if me and Jay Busby coming out of somewhere, me, Jay Busby, and Selly coming out of somewhere, right? And 6 guys show up out of the blue. Give me your money. You think I'm gonna be like, no, take their money. I'm out of here. Take Selly money. Nah, the 3 of us was together. We going down together.
Going down.
Freeze,
right?
Freeze. Can I push back on that?
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes you like, yo, you gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them in it. Like, sometimes you just gotta run, bro. That's what Kevin Durant did. I got you.
If Kevin Durant's foot or shoe size was a half size smaller, what would be the narrative? Because they basically almost beat the champions last year.
Bro,
Yeah,
that's the whole
Drake, you never heard my Janet Jackson story?
If
You
If
never
the
heard my
queen
Janet
had
Jackson
balls,
story, right?
she would be the king.
You never heard my Janet Jackson story, right? About the Budweiser Superfest?
No, I have not.
Okay. So to sum it up, basically, I was boxing in Fort Hood, right?
Yeah.
Boxing in Fort Hood, Texas. A lot of girls started liking me because I was a little hood famous, right? Little hood famous. So I take this girl to the Budweiser Superfest. We go to this concert. It's BBD, R. Kelly, Janet Jackson. It's like the early 90s. Everybody that was on the radio in the early 90s was at this Budweiser Superfest, right?
Yeah.
R. Kelly takes too long on stage, right? Belle Biv DeVoe bum rushes the stage, right? I'm sorry. Janet Jackson R. Kelly takes too long because he brings out this little girl. At the time, we didn't know who Aaliyah was, but he brought this little girl and she started singing this song. Yo, this is my new artist, Aaliyah, and she sing "Ain't Nothing But a Number," and everybody like, oh, blow up the crowd, right? Janet Jackson is waiting to come on stage. A fight break out. Everybody run. It's me and Janet Jackson. From Janet Jackson is from me to your computer screen. Right? Me and Janet Jackson in this field are from you to your computer screen. And I take my shot.
I don't
And
blame
I'm like, hey Janet,
Prime
and
Janet, too.
so I'm like, hey Janet, and she suck her teeth and about to turn, and then I say, oh, I'm sorry, it's Miss Jackson if you nasty, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to spit my game. So I'm trying to spit my game to Janet Jackson. This is my one in a lifetime shot, right? I'm trying to holler at Janet Jackson, right? So what happens is the bodyguard come and push me away before I get into my game. But if I had more time, Sally, you see where I'm going? If I had more time, my life would be different. That's why every time somebody say something about if, I'm like, yo, you ever heard my Janet Jackson story?
Hey, Uncle Freezy, I believe you probably would have got it too, because KD got it.
Bro. I thought you said something right over here.
I mean, if Steph Curry got picked one pick later, we would probably not be having this conversation right now.
That's why Johnny Davis
anyway.
is gonna be Hall of Famer, bro.
But yeah,
Shot was good.
I feel like the Knicks are cursed.
Good, man.
Them anyway.
Salute, y'all.
Oh, Curry,
Salute,
yeah, they
Kano.
probably would have traded him for Melo in that package.
Yeah, his ankle was still messed up. So
I'll get some hate about this, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't believe Carmelo, based on that definition, is a true one.
Are we changing up the definition?
Well, he's a true scoring number one, but like if you look at Jordan, like Jordan was a type of guy that he was a scoring number one and the type of person to make the right play number one. So
and defensively, he was gonna be and man, listen.
Because let's
not put the Carmelo Anthony in the number one conversation, and we just said Jordan name.
Yeah, because look at Jordan, right? He had that. He could have took that shot, but he passed it to Kerr. That was the right play. He could have easily took that shot.
But LeBron got flack for that for his whole career for making the right play.
But Carmelo consistently didn't. He did it in spurts, like in 2012, had a great year. But was he the leader of that team? Did they have to get the leadership and veterans around him to get Jason Kidd, who was 75 years old, to get him in the right? Carmelo's a great scorer, great scoring number one Hall of Famer. But was he that true leadership number one, making everybody better all the time? No. Because
for one, simple stuff. Why wasn't Carmelo in elite shape?
That's a good question.
That's on him.
Yeah, that's on him. But everybody body a little different though, because some people just naturally husky like that.
Yeah,
I mean, you call Luka number one. He's not exactly in peak conditioning.
Right.
Yeah. And Jokic.
I understand what y'all are saying, right? But when Jokic got in shape, he became the league MVP.
True. And when Carmelo got in shape in 2012, he came in third in MVP.
Right.
So the point is, Carmelo could have been motivated to be in better shape throughout his career. There's no doubt. Melo's body's a little bit different, though. There's no doubt about that. But could he have been in better shape at times? Freezy, he could have been better shape. He could have been better.
Yeah. I'm not making excuses for Carmelo, bro. Carmelo was a great Knick. Could he have done some things better? Yes. Things are what they are with Melo, bro.
Yeah, I got a question about the leadership situation. Okay, so who was the leader for the Spurs when it had Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Parker?
Tim Duncan.
It was Tim.
Yeah, man.
Tim and then Pop.
Yeah.
And then at third place, I would say Manu. And I would say Manu.
All of them were good leaders.
Parker assumed the role more.
They were a European
in the
team.
Later years. After 2009, around 2009, 2008, Parker assumed that role.
You had two Europeans and Tim Duncan, who was like a textbook basketball player. Like it was just there was no egos on that team. It was all just
you had a bunch of leaders on that team.
Yeah,
right. And then too, just real quick, man. Don't forget about the veterans that team had. Think about the Steven Jacksons, the Steve Kerrs, the
Avery
Steve
Johnson.
Smiths. Yeah. Think about the
Sean Elliott.
The nicest.
Avery
Him
Johnson.
and Caleb Canales are probably the nicest human beings to ever walk in an NBA arena. Sean Elliott and Caleb Canales.
Mario Ellie, who I hated, but good player.
Yeah.
But Freezy, I got a question about this number one topic. By this definition, there's literally probably 10, maybe true number ones
Maybe
ever.
Maybe.
If that.
That was
Maybe.
the, yeah, that's
It's
what he
probably
said. At the
5 or
beginning of it,
6. Yeah. So
Why
Yeah,
don't we go?
that's
Why don't we go through
I
the
missed
true
the beginning
number
of
ones,
that.
Freezy? Can we go through the true number ones?
Kareem, Cap.
Oh,
No,
it's gonna be a
I'm
long
talking
list.
about in today's NBA.
Oh,
Active
today.
Right now?
players.
Oh,
Active
Yeah.
players. I don't know if you got 5 in the. Do you have 5 in the league right now?
Hold
Yeah.
on, this
Let's go through it. Let's have a
Giannis.
conversation.
Giannis,
is definitely one.
Giannis, I would say is a true number one.
Yep, because he's a
Giannis.
culture changer. He's a culture
Yes.
changer.
Giannis, 100% Giannis.
What about Jokic?
Yes.
He
I'll
got to
go
win
for
a champ.
him
He
now.
got to win something first. He got to win something.
But he won the league MVP twice.
He's
I
a
mean,
number
what else
one.
do you win?
Joel deserved that last year. Joel got robbed.
I
No,
think
He didn't get robbed. It was just
Jokic
like he
numbers.
literally had like a franchise. I mean,
And
like a
JoJo don't
record-setting pace.
Jokic
like,
had like 600 more assists.
Yeah, and,
I think-
and JoJo
Yeah.
and JoJo don't win big games. Y'all ever notice when the Sixers come on a nationally televised game, the
Yeah.
Sixers always lose?
Yeah. Not only that, sometimes the NBA is like WWE. Sometimes, they pick their guys of who they want to be the stars. So
Is Luca a true one? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a prodigy though. He's a prodigy.
Hold on. So we're not talking about number one scoring option, right?
No.
We're not talking about that.
No.
We're talking
No,
about
because
leader.
the number one scoring options is so Don P. What I'm saying is number one scoring option is a system design.
Yeah.
Like that's like saying in the
protocol.
passing game. In the passing game, who do I look for first? Do I look for the flank or the tight end first? You know what I'm saying? The number one scoring option thing is that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look at Monte Ellis.
So we
Monte
talking
Ellis
about
was getting buck. No, I'm saying he was just like the guy that scored a lot of points.
Right.
That'll make him a true number one. You know what I mean?
Like Bradley Beal.
we talking about who's that dude then?
to
To me,
provide
go ahead.
to
To me,
provide like
Luka.
more context. Like at end of games, Giannis is the number one guy, but when they need to close it out, they decide to go to Middleton to get that tough bucket in the mid range or something like in the ISO.
Okay.
So like,
Is Steph Curry a true one?
Yeah.
yes.
No.
Yes.
Nope. I don't
What you
agree
mean,
with that.
though?
I don't agree
Why
with
you
that.
don't?
Why?
What you mean?
Let's talk about this. Let's talk
Draymond
about
Green.
this.
Draymond
Wait,
Green
who
is the
said Steph
leader
Curry not a
of
one?
that team.
But no, if
Draymond
we
Green is the leader of that team.
But if we just gonna
defense,
say,
yeah.
hold on. If we just gonna say Giannis, hold on. I agree. I'll take your point. Challenge your point. If we're gonna say Giannis, right? If we're gonna say Giannis and Cooper is a leader, but we need Chris Middleton to close it out. Why we can't include Draymond being on the team? It's a team sport at the end of the day. But Steph Curry is clearly the bucket getter. So I understand the point of Draymond being a team player that helps them get wins. But as far as the go-to scorer or the go-to closer, we're going to Stephen Curry all the time, all day, 24/7.
Yes.
So he's the leader.
We're definitely going to Steph Curry. But
Right.
the team leader, when it comes to defensively, when it comes to setting up and controlling the game, the offense,
Right.
Draymond Green does more of controlling the offense than Steph Curry. Steph Curry controls the offense because he's such a great offensive player.
But
Steph
Jay,
Curry's a
Draymond-
lead off ball.
Dray-
It's done by committee, in my opinion.
JB,
exactly.
But JB, let me. But here's where I think we want to separate the wheat from the whey, right? Would Steph Curry be a part of the GOAT conversation without Draymond Green?
No.
No.
What? Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
yes,
The
Change
Splash
it.
Brothers,
I mean,
the Splash Brothers were
he
a
would be
thing
considered
before
a
Draymond
great
got off bench.
all-time
Yeah.
shooter, great
He
all-time
wouldn't be without
weapon.
Klay Thompson and Dre and all that team. No.
Bro, he
I
can't-
say yes. I say
I
yes and
agree.
no.
I agree. Only reason I say he will because, bro, the game went from high flying to now everybody wants to shoot threes, and that's because of Steph Curry.
Right,
Period.
because of Steph, he changed.
He's
the
a
game.
game changer, bro.
Okay, let me
It's
let me
no
ask,
more high flying.
let me
Go
ask
ahead,
you
Spring.
this. Let me ask
But,
this. And I respect Steph Curry. Steph Curry's a great player. I respect him. Top 10, whatever. We can have that conversation. He's a great player. I'm not trying to hate. But let me ask you this question. Going back to the KD thing with Steph, let me ask you this. And I think Steph deserves to be over KD in the rankings. But let me just say this. Have we ever seen Steph Curry be on a team on his own?
Yeah, I mean, we can't help.
They
the
got drafted
great,
together.
We can't
They all got
help the
drafted
great
together.
organization of the draft.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
He
credit
never-
to
he
Mark
never left to
Jackson.
go.
No, I know.
Never left.
I know we can't, like, they got drafted. It's not Steph's fault, but I'm saying, I'm just asking the question. Have you ever seen Steph be on his own on a team.
Oh, you
You
mean
go back
carry?
to
You mean
college.
carry?
He was tearing it up with Davidson. I mean,
Yeah, but he mean in the NBA. So
But
basically,
he didn't get recruited from a lot of big teams.
Right.
That's why he went to
Yeah.
Davidson, because he basically
right.
said, I'm
he's small.
about to show out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
remember? Do you
Duke and
guys
North Carolina
remember?
didn't recruit him. Duke, no, North Carolina recruited
He's
him.
small with bad ankles, man. He came into the league with bad ankles, and he came into the league undersized.
Do you
Like,
guys remember?
What I'm saying when saying that is, I'm not saying Steph couldn't do it. What I'm saying is we haven't seen it, and I think the way he plays, if he got banged around a little bit and had to carry a load by himself, I'm not saying he couldn't do it. I'm just saying it would wear more without a Clay, without a Draymond for all those years. I'm just saying.
we saw that. We saw that, and then he hurt his hand, and that's how they got Kuminga and all of those guys. Because remember, all the other guys was hurt. Draymond Green was hurt, Clay was hurt, and then he carried for a little bit, but then they shut him down too. I would think he broke his hand. I think it was 2020 season.
Do you guys remember when he went against the Spurs in the playoffs in his earlier years, and he was damn near carrying them by himself?
By himself.
Yeah. And Dre wasn't even playing at that time.
Oh, they had Clay. They had Clay.
Clay wasn't at the point. It was Steph giving him so many fits. Clay was putting in work, but it was Steph.
All right, I'll say this. And
that was the team that won the championship that year.
Yeah.
But
you knew. But just real quick, the Spurs. You know how people how you start to realize your mortality. Like anybody in here 40 and up?
No.
Anybody in here 40 and
Not
up?
yet.
No.
Right. It's like yeah. So it's you start to understand your mortality when you see your son doing the same thing that you doing as a grown up. You're like, dang, but I used to do that when. Or when you get out of the bed and you realize that your body sound like somebody playing a grand piano because you got so many creaks and moans going on, you know what I'm saying? Or you realize that the other day you only had like 7 or 8 gray hairs in your beard, but then you wake up the next day and you got like 14, 15, 18, 20. That's what happened to the Spurs when they saw Steph Curry. The Spurs dynasty realized their mortality in that moment. They're like, this. Not only is this dude good, and he's got the stuff, but he's revolutionizing the game. He's taken limited physical abilities and said, "I'm going to sharpen my skills to a point where I might be the most skilled player or in the conversation to ever play." Right?
Yeah.
And so when you the Spurs, you're like, well, we got here because we got the number 1 pick twice. We got David Robinson in the lottery. We got Sean Elliott in the lottery. We got Tim Duncan in the lottery. And so while people say, well, Ginobili was a 2nd round pick and Tony Parker was a late first, bro, do not sleep on how important it is for a franchise to get the number 1 pick. See the thing about Golden State, they never had the number 1 pick. They traded Monte Ellis for a dude that was the number 1 pick, but in terms of them drafting that guy,
they didn't have.
They
it.
never did that.
They're always mid to late lottery.
I respect Steph Curry way more than KD, and I do think he's a true one. I'm just saying, Steph, to me, I think the way he plays has been aided, but I can't hate on Steph that they drafted other great players. That's good. That's the way it should be. But I'll just say this. I just want to say one more thing, though, on the KD thing. I'm curious to see where he goes, because if he goes back to the Warriors, other than coming on this show, Freezy, and watching Knicks basketball, I may be done with the NBA.
Oh, come on, man. You ain't going to leave the NBA.
Why?
I'm not watching him play on the Golden State Warriors.
Why not?
Yeah, I'm good on that too, Spree. I'm agree. I mean,
I do not want to see that.
It's a sellout move. It's a sellout.
LeBron's been selling out his whole career. LeBron's been doing it his whole career.
That would be such a weak move.
LeBron, like,
you gotta live with it.
I don't like LeBron. I wouldn't say he the GOAT, but bro, he's LeBron, man. Like, come on, man. That man just dropped.
LeBron who?
LeBron James.
Which LeBron?
We're not gonna bring up Drew League.
Which LeBron though? Miami LeBron, who lost to the Mavericks and the Spurs. Cleveland LeBron. Which LeBron?
Miami LeBron was not the leader. He did not.
Right.
Miami
that.
LeBron wasn't
Miami
the true
is what
one.
made him.
Right.
He wasn't the true one, and Miami
Dwayne
made
Wade
him
was
into
the
that.
true one.
Dwayne Wade made
And
him
Chris
into that.
Bosh.
So
And
so
Ray
so what
Allen.
happened?
Yeah,
Remember?
don't
Okay, so
sleep on, don't sleep
so
on Chris Bosh, bro.
Oh yeah,
hold on. So Uncle
Bosh, Hall
Uncle
of Fame.
Freezy. Hold on, Uncle Freezy. I know you can attest to this because everybody pretty much basketball knowledge. So remember when they when Pat Riley first signed the team, right? And he sold LeBron on being a Magic or facilitator, right?
Right.
They lost a lot of games, but when they switched to the leader role, they won championships. So that's false. When Dwayne Wade was the leader, they was losing more games because he sold LeBron on being Magic Johnson. So he was becoming a facilitator. In the beginning of them, when LeBron first came to Miami, he was averaging like 19 double, but it was low points because Wade was taking the lead. It was barely 500.
Right.
When LeBron took over, they won
Yeah,
championship.
for the record, with that point in time, you're talking. If you watch the Miami Heat documentary, the Miami Heat were 8-9. They had 8 wins and 9 losses.
So that's false.
Yeah, at that point that Shah is pointing out, where they made the switch. Remember, they were struggling and they were 8-9 and they couldn't figure it out.
Here's my take on that.
It goes back to the true one, though. A real leader, a real number one, is not taking the backseat to anybody.
I'm just saying,
Jordan is not leaving the Bulls to go play behind anyone.
LeBron did not know. LeBron was a great player, in my opinion. Like Dwayne Wade had the leadership at that point. He went to Miami to learn initially, but was LeBron the best player on that team?
Bro.
Was LeBron?
I don't think he went to Miami to learn. I think he knew he was stepping on people's toes when he got there. Like Wade, it was Wade County. He had won a Finals MVP out there.
I don't even think it's. I don't think it's
up and just take the reins immediately.
Yeah, I don't think he went there to learn. I think that he just had to get the pressure off of him for not winning, and he knew that he could easily win there.
Yep.
That a monkey off my back.
And the coincidence is his best friend played there.
Dwayne Wade handed him the keys, but let's be real here. Dwayne Wade taught him some things early on in that process. Come on now.
He won a championship. Of course, he won a championship with Shaq. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. But my whole thing with the whole LeBron thing is not saying like when he was the leader, like I don't get why ain't nobody disputing that. When he was the leader, they won. Like everybody saying like, well, what you saying to your point is Dwayne Wade was the leader and he left. Like you can't compare AOL dial-up to Wi-Fi. Like it's a different era. When you say Jordan, it's a different era. Like it's still the internet. But I mean, I get it
that
though.
Dog
but at the end
inside
of the day,
you, bro. That dog inside of you ain't going to let you leave. And
I get it.
Else's number 2. It just ain't happening. And
Uncle
alpha
Freezy,
don't think that way.
Uncle Freezy, what was Michael Jordan 3-point shooting percentage shots?
Good enough. That's what it was.
When
good enough.
It was good enough.
When are you talking about? You talking about for his career or in specific?
Career wise, 3-point percentage wise, Michael Jordan. See, everybody's not perfect in everything. Michael Jordan was a terrible 3-point shooter.
He wasn't terrible. He was an average NBA 3-point shooter. He wasn't.
He was a terrible 3-point shooter.
But back then,
3-point shot was part of the game. Back then,
they didn't shoot threes.
So what about Larry Bird? Everybody talk about back then.
But Larry Bird was 12 threes a game.
I hate when people use that point. They say, "Oh, back then people wasn't shooting threes," but Larry Bird was clearly shooting threes. So what do you mean nobody?
Actually, Larry Bird didn't shoot a lot of threes. If you think about it, compared to today's NBA.
Yeah, plus you got to think about things like pace of play, the number of threes per game. The elite defenses that played back then, your defenders, right? The game was played differently back then. It was a big man's game during Larry Bird's era. It was a golden age of center.
If Michael Jordan played in this era, you don't think Michael Jordan would be making threes at a higher clip?
Oh, yeah.
Considering he's shooting a ton more?
He'd be fine.
Michael Jordan is a psychopath.
I don't even want to talk like MJ's MJ. Well,
he's the GOAT. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing he's the GOAT.
You got to address the super chat, y'all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just real quick, Jeremy Maynard, thank you for the generous contribution. Jeremy Maynard asked, "Who's the last Knicks #1 option?"
MJ Burks, of course.
Nah, it was Melo.
Carmelo.
It was Melo.
MJ Burks. Are you guys kidding? The last few years, MJ Burks in the fourth quarter was the true number one.
Yeah, well,
Come
now he
on,
could be
man.
number one in Detroit.
All right, fine.
So here's a name: Allen Iverson, number one or no?
No.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
He took Mutombo to the finals. Mutombo. He took Mutombo
Eric
to the
Snow.
finals.
He put the
That's
whole
He's
team
a
on
Hall
his
of
back.
Famer, though. You can't just say that like he's
can
a
I-
bum.
Can
He's a
I
Hall of
explain?
Famer.
Can I explain? Can I explain this, please?
All
Can I
right,
please?
come on.
I just
Okay.
want to say this about Iverson. I love Iverson, one of the greatest, most fun players to watch. Did he have 1 year where he carried that team to the finals? Absolutely. But overall, for the course of his career, was he that guy that made everyone better? No, he was a solo act scorer type of player.
That's what I agree. I agree with that. I mean, he was selfish, but other than pound for pound, like every night, 5'11" on guard, not really that tile of a size. Basically, a Kyrie Irving, but smaller, taking on guys like Kobe, taking on guys like Tracy McGrady.
Bro,
The heart of a lion. You talk about
I don't
heart.
know, bro. I can't say AI is not a number one
Bro,
because
his heart, bro.
because the thing about Allen Iverson, if you look at those teams, like the teammates he had, some of those dudes you can't even remember them. Like, who remembers George Lynch?
Charles Shackelford.
Theo Ratliff.
Aaron
Uncle Theo Ratliff.
Eric
Theo
Snow.
Ratliff.
Matt Geiger. Matt Geiger.
The reason why I bring that
Matt
up
Geiger.
is because
Matt Geiger looked like Stone Cold.
Keith Van Horn.
Yeah, and the reason why I bring it up is
The
not
B
because
Sox.
of those guys thrived in other roles. They were just a bunch of dudes.
Right.
Role players.
You know what I'm saying? Because I remember one night in the Garden, Allen Iverson and the Sixers and those ugly black whatever. Y'all remember those old black Sixers uniforms?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the Garden, right? And the point guard, shooting guard, the point guard, power forward, and small forward are all hurt. So it's like Aaron McKee is hurt, Eric Snow is hurt, and George Lynch is hurt, right? And they were like, AI is hurt too, but AI's gonna play. And they're like, AI's gonna what? You are gonna play against the 90s Knicks by yourself in the Garden. And this dude scored like 37 points with Latrell Sprewell, Allen Houston, all these guys all over him. Right? So when you talk about the number one, if Steph played, Draymond were hurt, would KD have played knowing he had a nagging injury?
No.
Nope.
No, Iverson had the heart and was a leader. I'll give you that. But what I'm saying is, when I look at the 6 assists for his career average, when he had the ball in his hands that much, he had 1 year where he carried and was a true one. I didn't think over the course of his career, I thought he was tough as nails. He came, he brought it. But do I think he made everyone better? No. He was a scorer. He was an undeniable, one of the most fun players to watch. But do I think he made everyone better like a LeBron? Hell no.
I got a question. Kobe had the ball all the time, and he averaged 6 for his career. Is he unquestionably?
Jalen Brunson's averaging 5, so I don't know what's going on in PG with the Knicks. You know,
you know why the AI
Brunson averaging 5 is a little bit different since he played next to Luka.
Yeah,
that's okay.
But
I'm just gonna say that with Jordan being the number. Think about this: if Jordan is what we say is the creme de la creme as the number one option, think about this. What's more impressive to you, Jordan winning the scoring title 10 times, right? Winning 6 NBA titles, or the fact that he did that and was 9 times all NBA defense?
Hey, Freezy, I just want to add one thing. Not winning 6 titles, 2 times 3 in a row, right?
2 times 3 in a row, right.
So let's just make sure we, 6 titles or 3 in a row, 2 3-peats. Because all
NBA defense. All NBA
2 3-peats is the most impressive.
All NBA defense.
There's another statistic about MJ. Besides when he broke his ankle or his leg, after that, the 12 of the next 13 years, he only missed 7 games. Period.
That's crazy.
And he never got he never got none of his players paid. Like, I'm not trying to bash Jordan, but like Jordan was a hell of a selfish ass player. Like, I don't really
Country
get
boy,
why.
Man.
I mean, but still, like, I mean, the did Scotty dirty. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was kind of selfish to me.
I mean, really, the Bulls GM did Scotty dirty.
Word. You can't tell another man
Scotty,
how to do their
Scotty
business.
did Scotty dirty.
Yeah, like that was his choice.
Jordan ain't giving shit about nobody, bro. He wanted to win. That's it.
Yeah,
if you ain't putting in as much work as him, he's not gonna be comfortable with you making as much money as him.
Yeah,
but who's him though? Like, you can't be him. I can't. You can't blame a man for not being you. That's weird. Like, you can't.
I'm not trying to hate on AI, but you can't compare Kobe to AI. Kobe did it consistently over the course of his career. Come on.
Yeah, but here's the thing with AI.
Did you ever see them go? Oh, go ahead, Uncle Freezy.
Hold on, Sean. Hold on, because I think what we're doing is we're taking the argument in a different direction. That the intent was the conversation was. Is Kevin Durant a number one option?
No.
Not which number one options historically are better, because that's what we're doing right now. Right now, we're arguing which number one option historically is better. What our intent was, is Kevin Durant a real number one option? And based on all that stuff that y'all said, I am even further to the no side for Kevin Durant.
No.
All the stuff you mentioned about Jordan, about Iverson, about Kobe, I'm even more on the side of no. Kevin Durant would not go to the Spurs right now, take on that challenge, and take them to the finals. And the reason why I say that is because there were a couple of years where Russell Westbrook was in OKC basically by himself.
Yep.
And he still got them to the playoffs.
Iverson is more of a number one option than KD. He has,
but you know where KD was the number one option all the way up to when he left. That's when he stopped being the number one option. Because once he took the easy way out and went to the opposing team that beat him, that's he immediately forfeited his number one option at that very point.
I agree with that one too.
When the going gets tough, when the going gets tough for KD, he folds like a cheap tent. And that's what he's doing, man. He's going away. I mean, come on, man. I get Kyrie's gone, but like, you got to stick this one out, man. Come on.
Yeah. All he had to do was run it back.
Did you see? And then did you see the teams he asked to be traded to?
Yep.
Phoenix.
Miami.
Why?
Miami.
I thought that was a sucker move. Like, bro, why you don't
They have a leader there already. They have a
like
leader
if KD was real, if he was a real dude, he'll go to Washington, he'll go to Maryland, he'll go home. If he was a real dude.
Okay.
You know what? Low key, it's our fault that KD has that mindset though. Low key.
That's what I'm saying.
When we have this conversation of who's great, it's always about, well, this man got more rings than this dude. This dude got more rings than this dude. So
I have more respect for Alec Burks than I do
KD.
KD. You want to know why? Because Alec Burks at least can play in New York. KD,
Alec Burks.
We love Alec Burks.
Bro, you sound like...
Hold on. Let me just make this comment. KD for a real New York team. Alec Burks, well, one thing I can say about him is Alec Burks the greatest player? No. But Alec Burks has my respect. Because
do you have Alec Burks jersey?
I was just about to ask that.
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking... I'm thinking Latrell Sprewell is getting jealous, bro. All this Alec Burks talk. I'm gonna tag Sprewell on Twitter, like, bro, what's going on with you in the American Dream, bro?
So, but if we're going about,
I gotta do some dry snitching on social media, like.
Yeah, I feel like KD and LeBron went through similar paths where KD left to go get his ring, and LeBron did the same. But it took a weight off of LeBron, where he felt comfortable to go back to the Cavs and lead a younger team, along with an all-star that they got, of course.
Like
but he was young.
And Kevin Love.
Miami taught him how to be a leader.
Yeah, that also.
It's supposed to me to defend KD, and I'm like the number one KD hater because of all the actions he did.
Yeah,
like, because we talking about his character, we're not talking about his skill, right?
But his character.
I mean, he didn't shrink last year. He just shrunk this year.
They didn't shrink, bro. They got 4-0. They got 4-0 swept in the playoffs.
Yeah, and how many all-stars? How many all-stars did the Nets get throughout the year since KD got there? Yeah, KD.
Exactly.
They got Harden. Then they got Ben Simmons, even though he didn't play. They had Kyrie. It's like, how many you need, bro?
KD.
I mean,
Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge. Yeah.
And Paul
They let
Millsap.
the
He
young
can't
boy
do
get
it
no
on his
run. They should've
own.
let Cam Thomas.
I mean, but I'm gonna keep it a buck. Who can do it on their own in today's landscape?
That's a great question.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He didn't
He
Giannis
didn't do it on his
Antetokounmpo.
own. He didn't do
He
it
didn't
on
do it
his
on
own.
his own.
Middleton was
Leonard.
cooking in that
They
finals.
built that team, bro. I mean, you can't help Middleton got drafted, bro. They just traded for
Nah,
Drew
but-
Holiday. Are you
Yeah,
telling me
Middleton-
Drew Holiday?
Middleton-
Hold on.
Middleton didn't get drafted.
Are you telling me Drew Holiday is a top 20?
Middleton got
man.
drafted by Detroit.
You said Middleton got drafted. That's not true.
By Milwaukee?
Yeah, Middleton was traded to Milwaukee by Detroit. Detroit trade and the Brandon Jennings.
Oh yeah.
And
You're
the
right.
Brandon
Yep.
Jennings. And what's the other point guard? Brandon Jennings and
And Brandon Knight, right?
Brandon Knight trade. Yeah, and Detroit, who will be perennial losers. They were trying to throw Spencer Dinwiddie in that trade too, but Milwaukee wouldn't take it. Milwaukee was like, man, we don't have the roster spot to take on Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie, and everybody was like, who is this dude Spencer Dinwiddie anyway?
But to say Giannis does it on his own is kind of crazy because Giannis was hurt last ECF and Chris Middleton closed them out. This year they missed Chris Middleton and guess what? They lost.
But they took them to 7 games. They took the Eastern Conference champs to 7 games.
He had his chance to play for the real New York team. If he played for the Knicks, Mark Berman would make him wet his pants. Would make him wet his pants. He couldn't handle it. He could not handle the pressure. He decided to go for the Nets, which are an irrelevant franchise.
Durant.
Oh, Durant.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't want to come to New York because of the extra shit that comes with it. I mean, that's just in general in every sport. Right. There's a lot of people that want to come to New York because of it. I mean, that's just personal preference.
He's scared.
Yeah,
He's scared.
Kevin
I don't know if
Durant
he's scared.
is that kid
It's
that's
just
sitting in the back of the class to hide.
He's scared. He doesn't want to. He can't handle
be both ways.
He can't handle the pressure.
Not anybody can't handle New York, man. I don't know how Jalen Brunson's going to handle it after he has 3 bad games. Is he going to fold up?
RJ, yo, who said that? Who said that?
Tested.
Selling that, yo, I said this before, bro, and they killed me, bro. I said this on this platform, bro. I said that. I said the pressure of New York. When Brunson come in here, bro, he's not averaging the points like he was looking in the playoffs. Can he handle the pressure? Everybody said, yeah. Everybody said, yeah. I'm like, all right. The $100 man. They gonna be calling him.
Hey yo, I'm not even for me, right? I'm not even a Knicks fan. You feel me? I'm a Laker fan. So when y'all
are you a diehard Lakers fan, bro?
Yes, I am. I'm not no LeBron fan. I'm a Kobe.
Who your favorite? Name your top 5 Lakers of all time.
Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and Jerry West.
Oh, nice.
One more, bro.
One more. And Byron
Big
Scott.
shot Bob, man. Big shot
Byron Scott over
Kareem?
Over
Byron
James?
So
over Lamar Odom?
But that's his personal. That's his personal.
Right, so
that's a fact. That's a fact.
I'll
You're
name
right.
my favorite. I'll name my favorite Lakers to watch. Right over the years, I named my favorite Lakers to watch. Right, Kareem, who I think might be in the discussion for the greatest player of all time, the GOAT. Right. Wilt Chamberlain, even though he was skilled, he was lazy. I think Wilt Chamberlain could have averaged 65 points a game. Right?
Oh, yeah. Easy.
All right. Magic Johnson, in my opinion, aside from Michael Jordan and Steph Curry, is the greatest thing to ever happen to the NBA because Magic Johnson, on arrival, obliterated all stereotypes. Your point guard doesn't have to be 6'2", right? Your point guard doesn't have to look a certain way. Right, you can run half court defense and fast break at the same time, right? Because before Magic, fast break meant both teams was going back and forth, throwing up shots. Nah, Magic then was locked down on defense, get the rebound, and then push it the other way.
And play center.
They call it showtime, right?
And play the 5.
Right. Elgin Baylor, one of the greatest NBA players of all time, one of my favorites. He is the forerunner of the Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Vince Carter, 6'6", 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard that can jump and do stuff in the air. Elgin Baylor.
Rest in peace.
Right?
Great player.
Right. And then I gotta throw Kobe in. Because for one, Kobe also changed the game. Kobe was like, no. I'm not going to New Jersey, and I'm not going to Charlotte. Kobe Bryant changed the way NBA prospects enter the NBA. Just because you're in the draft, don't mean you're gonna go to Vancouver, right? Kobe's like, no, I'm not going to New Jersey. I'm not going to Charlotte, North Carolina. Where you want to go? I want to go to Philly or the Lakers, right? Well, Philly got the number one pick. The Philly got the number one pick. They not wavering. They gonna draft Allen Iverson. They knew that last year, right? Right. They not wavering. So they gonna take AI. So what's the other choice? Okay, I'll go to LA. I love LA. Right. Right. And for people that don't know, Kobe had Philly ties. It's not that he went to school there, but
He's from Philadelphia.
NBA.
Oh yeah,
and he got booed in Philly.
Yeah, man. So when
Jerry West had a little bit
didn't want to take him
too.
because they felt like he was too young.
Yeah. A lot of teams were like, guards are not going to make it in this physical league coming out of high school. It's the reason why the Knicks didn't trade their three. I don't know. I got a headache. God dog it. Every time I think about the Knicks not trading up for Kobe Bryant, bro, I get a headache, bro.
Yeah. I bet you.
Hey, Freeze, I gotta say, okay, let me ask you a question. So, when y'all did make this by Brunson trade, I mean, pick up signing, right? Like, I was confused. I was like, why y'all gonna pay him that much money? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a backup. He's short. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, he's gonna hit dad. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be with the, with the coaching staff or whatever. But y'all gonna pay him all that money?
I'm so glad you
bring him to the Knicks, though.
Yeah,
that money not that bad. People over exaggerate the money.
He's
really not
the
that bad.
14th highest paid point guard.
Yeah, and think about this. Lakers all day. Think about this.
Mm-hmm.
Think about this, right? So the first year of that contract is 27. The second year is 20. The second is 25.
Mm-hmm.
The third year is 23. The fourth year is 21.
And
the dude is on a descending contract, right?
Cap's going up.
So in 4 years, you're looking at a starting NBA point guard making $21 million. $21 million in 4 years. You know what Damian Lillard is going to be making in 4 years?
60.
$68 million.
To be fair, his contract has an opt-out. Brunson at the last year.
The cap is going up. Freezing.
Brunson probably if Brunson balls out, he's going to opt out.
He's an old player though, man. He's not a young dude. That's a 4-year college player plus 3 years in Dallas. It ain't like he's 22.
He's 25. I mean, what are we gonna act like
26?
The end of the earth.
He's 26.
He's 26 years old.
He'll be 26 August 31st. August 31st, he'll be 26.
26 is old.
Healthy his whole career.
The average NBA player ain't making it to 32, man.
How old do you think Kyle Lowry was when he established himself in the league?
Kyle Lowry was a champion, bro.
Okay,
you
didn't get there until his mid-30s. Damn.
How old was Jimmy Butler when Jimmy Butler finally clicked? 25.
25, yeah.
Jimmy Butler was also an old player.
There's a lot more players that didn't make it to 30 than there are that did.
I only got about like 10 minutes left because I gotta do something. I got something I do in the morning, so I gotta do a short joint, then prep, and then do some things in the morning. But tomorrow I'm gonna do a super long show during the daytime.
Freezy, Jalen Brunson is the champion.
I know. I just want to give everybody a little bit of time. Just real quick, I'm gonna move everybody backstage, and then I'm gonna let everybody rip real quick before we go, and then I'm gonna piece everybody up, right? So let me first go. Let me get Sally. Hey, Sally,
what's up?
You
buddy?
got something you want to mention? Talk about before we go, just real quick.
No, I really appreciate you having me on. I look forward to being on again.
Excellent. Hey, man, me too, brother. Hey, thank you for coming, man. The conversation sometimes get a little crazy.
It's fun, man.
But guess what? I'm a little crazy.
You're good. All right,
brother.
I'm glad I came across your channel, my man. You have a good night.
Yeah, man. Hopefully we can do it again.
Okay, buddy.
Yep. Jay, come on, bro. KD at number one, man. What's really happening?
Look, I would say this. KD is not a number one. Will never be a number one again in his career. OKC, he was the number one. And then I think he realized that I can't do this.
Right.
And he has to defer to someone else to be a leader.
Right.
So once he gets traded, He's going somewhere where he has either a Chris Paul or somebody that's going to be the leader and again drive the bus, as everybody says.
Right. All right, man.
Yo,
all right.
Appreciate you having me,
you
bro.
coming back tomorrow night, man?
Yo, I'm gonna come back, man.
Look,
I'm always in the chat, yo. This
I know it. I see. I shout you. Come on, bro. You know that I shout you out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
all right. So I gotta go tonight because I got something tomorrow. But tomorrow night it'll be normal rocking.
I shouldn't be asleep. I gotta get the girls ready in the morning. So
oh boy, come on, man. All right, bro.
All right, bro.
All right. Dre, my bad, bro. That you know what I'm saying, we gotta wrap up a little early. You got something you want to throw out there real quick?
No, I'm good, bro. I appreciate being on the panel. You're not doing the the morning drive, right?
No. It depends on how things go in the morning.
Okay, got you. Because I might show up for that one.
Okay.
Appreciate
it
being on the
depends,
panel,
bro. Because yo, with so much drama in the LBC, it's kind of hard. You know how it is, bro.
Being Uncle Freezy.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the spirited discussion. I'll be back.
Yeah, man. No doubt. Shy.
Yo.
Shotgunner. Yo.
What's good?
I was thinking the other day that me and you should be doing a joint together. Me and you by ourselves.
Oh, it's whatever. I'm down with that. Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, put your joint put your joint in the chat, and then you know what? Let's link up tomorrow. You free tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm free.
Okay.
What time you going on? You want me in for the morning drive or what?
Whichever. We'll get together. I did my right. Hey, listen, man. My schedule is. Yeah,
all right, now I've seen you.
Basically, I'm working from home, right? But I got a lot. So tomorrow, I got to step out and be seen. You know.
Okay. Oh, you know how it is, definitely.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, I'll holler at you a little bit later then.
I'm pull up tomorrow for sure.
All right, no doubt. Spree, are we gonna trade for Burks?
No, but I had a problem. I need to get this out.
Spree's gone.
Kyle Lowry.
All right. Hey, Lakers all day.
What's up, man? What's up?
Hey, you be on other panels. You sound like you good at this.
I was on when Ron Cleveland. I was on his panel when he had like a YouTube, but then I don't know where he went.
He that's my friend, man. Yeah. That's my guy. That's my friend, man. He's doing religious ventures.
Okay.
And he just don't have time to. He probably would have been on tonight, but he stays so busy.
Yeah, no, I used to go on him. I mean, I used to, be on his YouTube when he was on, and then after that, I tried to find him, and then after that, I think like 2 days ago, I saw him on here. So and then I came on here with y'all.
Yeah, man, no doubt, man. We appreciate you being here, bro.
Hey, man, no problem, man. I love.
And usually we rock for like 3 hours or so, like 3.5 hours, sometimes 4. Mm-hmm. But tomorrow I got to be seen, and so I got to be fresh tomorrow.
Hey, no, you good. Hey, man, your voice reminds me of Jay-Z. I'm just letting you know. I know everybody tell you that, but it reminds you a little bit of Jay-Z.
Hey, well, I appreciate that, bro. Hey, Coach, thank you for becoming a member. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you for becoming a member. Hey, man, I'm gonna try to get out of here right quick. I'm gonna bring the vets up, and then we're gonna peace out, bro.
No.
All right.
Yo.
Hey, fellas. Listen, man. I'm sorry I got to peace out early tonight, man. We rock like 3.5, 4 hours. I ain't even get a chance to hit up Sarge. Ashley A. I ain't even seen him tonight, bro. So what I'm gonna do is let y'all throw y'all thing out there, and then you know what I'm saying. Then we're gonna get out of here.
Heard you, bro.
Hey, Don. I already know what you're gonna say. You want to say KD is the GOAT, right? That's what it is.
Yo, I'm a KD hater. I'm mad at you for letting me defend him.
Nah, but I do want to say one thing before I go. This is the really first time I'm gonna give the front office credit, because about this, even though it's not gonna happen, about this Westbrook thing, real quick. I think that we could have did that, and he wouldn't even played here, and we would have just got a couple first-round picks from him because his contract is bad. They'd have gave us that, and then we'd have used those first-round picks to go after Mitchell, where we didn't have to gut the team that much because we had the extra first round picks. I think they was playing chess, not checkers. But being that they said they're going to run it back over there with the Lakers, I mean, that's over with now. But I think that would have been a smart move.
Yeah, I think
I agree with that.
I think what it was is probably the Lakers probably wasn't getting the return for Russell Westbrook that they thought they was gonna get.
Yeah.
And they was like, man, we may as well just run it back.
Yeah, because that would have been definitely chess, not checkers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I want to say straight up that hey yo, I enjoy being on your panel, Uncle Feezy, man. You be giving interesting takes, man.
Nah, this y'all panel, bro. This you, Rivera, Drake, man. This y'all panel, bro. All I do is open the door and y'all come in and rock it.
Sure.
Sometimes I gotta moderate though. Sometimes I gotta be like, okay, y'all started talking about sneakers and now y'all talking about dog food. Get back on track, talk about sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I gotta do that. But for the most part, man, this is we legit are a Knicks fans channel. Right? It's not often that you see Knicks fans run a channel, bro. Think about that, bro. Like, think about that. Like, you go to work all day and then come back, you be like, yo, I'm gonna just jump on the thing and man, just chop it up about these Knicks for 2 hours.
Yeah,
And about a month when you look back at the show, 5,000 people done saw you. 5,000 different people all around the world done saw you after about 30 days.
Yep.
It's crazy, right?
So feeling, man. I gotta get a shout out to you, Kendall Rivera, man. You got a sharp mind, man.
I appreciate that. You too. Even though you be hating on RJ just a little bit.
You said RJ?
Yeah, that's our guy, bro. We can't be.
I love RJ, man. I'm rooting for him. Yo, I actually hope that he proves me wrong. I really do. Like, I'm rooting for him. I like RJ.
Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here so I can get some rest. So when I go talk to the man tomorrow, I don't look like a zombie.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah, man. I'll see y'all in the morning. So, hopefully, it'll be the next morning drive, even if it be afternoon.
All right, I'll be here.
All right, y'all.